Coin on.
Hello YouTube, this is Robert with CoinUp. In today's video, we're going to do year in review 1981. Before we go any further, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. We hope you subscribe and you hit the bell if you want to be notified anytime that YouTube, CoinUp goes live. We're going to have an auction tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is April the 30th, so just so you know that. Another thing I want to let you know, the 38th annual Greater Cincinnati Newsmatic Exposition is going to be held July 29, 30, and 31st of this year. On the 29th, you have to have an early bird badge in order to get in if you're the general public. Now, it costs $40 for all 3 days. That's a very, very cheap price. You get to get in when the dealers do at 3 o'clock p.m. on Thursday. Then Friday and Saturday, you'll be able to get in at 9 o'clock along with the dealers as well. It's a good way to do cherry picking. I do a lot of cherry picking myself, but I'll be setting up so I get an early bird badge anyways. It's going to be at the Sharonville Convention Center. There's free parking. There's a lot of hotels and motels around in that area that are very inexpensive. They're budget motels, and they start at about $80, $79 I think I'm told. It's right off the Interstate 75, close to the Northern Belt. Now, on this year in review, the biggest varieties are going to be in the mint mark. I'll give you an idea of what those are, just so you'll be able to take and discern the difference between the small and the large, or the clear, as they call it, and filled mint mark for 1981. There's a young man I'd like you guys to go check out. Type in the YouTube search King of Coins. He's a young man. He's only about 14 years old. He's an ANA member, which I strongly recommend for anybody who's starting out in the hobby. They help you to get through a lot of information. It's just a good club. I've been belonging to it since 1998. And I plan on staying with them for a long time. Coin clubs are great, and the ANA is the biggest coin club in the United States. Also, they have wonderful shows, so I highly recommend the ANA. If you're not a member, I believe it's still going on. You should be able to take and get one for $5 for a whole year. It's very inexpensive to join the ANA. So let's go look at some coins. Well, let's first find out a little bit of history of what happened in 1981. Then we're going to look at some coins. So I'll be back at the end and give you a little bit more information. Thank you. In 1981, an ounce of gold had dropped back down to $460 an ounce. A half gallon of milk would have cost you $1.12 at the grocery store. A dozen eggs would have cost you 90 cents. And a loaf of bread would have cost you 53 cents per loaf. Headed out to the gas pump, it would have cost you between $1.25 and $1.31 per gallon of gas in your car. Speaking of a car, a new car cost you approximately $8,910. A new house would have cost you about $78,200. Now, the median price was about $66,400. In other news, on January 20th of 1981, Ronald Reagan becomes the 40th president in America. And at the same time, Iran released 52 American hostages who had been held for 444 days. And minutes after President Reagan was sworn into office, they were released. And on January 21st, DeLorean took and debuted. John DeLorean took and had a rear-engine, two-door sports car that was manufactured that had brushed stainless steel outer layer body panels, and it was a feature car in Back to the Future in 1985. On April the 12th of 1981, the Space Shuttle Columbia first orbited space flight. That's the STS-1, Space Transportation System 1, took and orbited Earth 54.5 hours long, and it went around the Earth 36 times. Now, on the date that this occurred, this happened to also coincidentally come on the 20th anniversary of the first human space flight. Now, it was a coincidence rather than a celebration, as technical problems delayed the launching for 2 days from the original flight plan. And on June 12th, Raiders of the Lost Ark took and debuted. Now, this was the highest grossing film for 1981, and it was based on a 1936 archaeologist, a globe-trotting archaeologist actually, who was vying with the Nazi Germany forces to recover the lost covenant of the Ark, a relic that was supposed to have made an army invincible. And that was the plot of the story. So let's go look at a few coins. In 1981, the San Francisco Mint had used 2 different mint marks for that year. The first one, the Type 1, is the actual Clear S for the 1979, but we won't go into that right now. Here's an example of the Type 1. You can see it's, even though it's clear on the center, it's not quite as open on the inside. Here's a picture of the Type 2, and notice the serifs on it, how they're a lot rounded and bulged, and it's more or less on an angle. But that'll give you an idea. Again, this was for all denominations of the San Francisco Mint. The first coin we're going to look at is the 1981 San Francisco. Now, this is the Type 2 Clear S Lincoln cent. In a Proof 65 deep cam, they run about $25, which most of your proof sets should be deep cams. A 67 deep cam is about $38, and for a 69, it's $125. As of January 31st, 2004, at a Heritage auction, a PCGS 69 deep cam went for $862.50. Now, the prices have dropped since then, so keep an eye out on that. The next coin we're going to look at is the 1981 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel. Now, this here you definitely want to look for. In a Mint State 63 full step, they're valued at $70. In a Mint State 65 full step, their value jumps to $600. And in a Mint State 67 full steps, $5,000, with a population of only 3. On February 23rd of 2019, at an eBay auction, a PCGS 67 full steps sold for $5,995. Now we're going to look at the 1981 S. This is again the Type 2 Clear S Susan B. Anthony dollar. In a Proof 65 deep cam, the prices run about $75. In a 67 deep cam, they're about $80. A 69 deep cam, about $120, and they do have Proof 70 deep cams. They run about $475. On June 2nd of 2007, at a Heritage auction, a 70 deep cam went for sale. When the hammer dropped, the price was $5,462.50. Now, here again, the prices have dropped on these since then. Now I want to show you a few errors that I happened to take and find while I was searching for this video. The first one is a 1981 cent. Now, this is a fold over strike, and it's graded NGC 66 red brown. On January 12th of 2015, it sold for $1,057.50. The next one is a 1981 D. Now, this is a cent also, but it was struck on an 81 Denver 10-cent Roosevelt dime. It was graded by NGC as an MS63, and on January 9th, 2013, it sold for $822.50. Now, the last one I want to look at is a 1981 Lincoln cent, and it was triple struck. This is just a very neat error. And I'll tell you what, on February 8th of 2009, a PCGS MS64 red brown sold for $1,035. I think it's just a real neat error. I hope you enjoyed as well. And there you have it. This has been my year in review 1981. Now, don't forget about the 38th Annual Greater Cincinnati Sharonville Convention Center Coin Show coming up in July 29, 30, and 31st. Open to the public on the Friday and Saturday unless you get an early bird badge. If you would, hit the thumbs up. We hope you subscribe. We will be putting out more of the year in review. 1982 is coming up, and it's got a really lot of nice varieties that you'll definitely want to be looking for. They have good value, and they actually can be found in your pocket change. Now, also, do me a favor, don't forget to go check out the King of Coins. This is a young 14-year-old that he's a member of the ANA, and if you're trying to get a young person involved in coins as opposed to some of the things they can be getting involved in these days, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take and check him out. Maybe they'll take and enjoy it, and maybe they'll take and, well, have a little bit of fun. This is a hobby that I say if you're not having fun, you're just not doing it right. So I think we're going to end this here. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. And again, we hope you hit the thumbs up, and we hope you subscribe to the channel. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. And as I always like to say, happy hunting, folks.